Hello, it's Friday, which means yes, it is time for another episode of the Friday Tech Roundup. My name's Ellie, and today I'm going to be running through 5 big pieces of news, including Microsoft Exchange Service vulnerabilities, Amazon Web Services, as well as ways in which AI can help improve your digital transformation. So with so much to cover, let's get cracking. Number 1, let's kick things off with IDC. Looking at the impact of COVID-19 on European DevOps ambitions, IDC have released their latest insights drawing on conversations from their first European DevOps Research Innovation Council meeting of 2020. As well as considering what DevOps will look like in its second decade, the Council discussed how organisations and the technology that supports them will have to adapt in real time to support business change in a world impacted by COVID-19, and what lasting effects this may have on the way we operate. Distributed DevOps and the impact of co-location were flagged as important considerations. Talent management also made the list, alongside the need to sustain a cultural transformation, which, when you consider that 40% of European organisations identify culture as the weakest link to achieving enterprise agility, remains a game changer if you're able to implement a multi-dimensional way of working that encompasses the entire business remotely. Without wanting to reveal too much here, you can read much more using the link below. We've also heard on the grapevine that there will be a accompanying podcast coming its way soon, so do keep your eyes and ears peeled for that too. Number 2, moving on to threat actors who are currently performing mass scans of the internet in search of Microsoft Exchange Service vulnerabilities to the CVE 2020-0688 security bug. Now, this bug can enable hackers to take control of unpatched machines and remotely run arbitrary code with system-level privileges. Whilst the patch to this fix was put in place on the 11th of February by Microsoft themselves, hundreds of thousands of Exchange servers still remain unpatched. In fact, researchers at Cybersecurity Rapid 7 warn that nearly 83% of the Microsoft Exchange servers exposed on the internet are still vulnerable to the bug. I've dropped a link below, so if you want to find out more, do go check that out. Number 3, Amazon Web Services has launched Fargate 1.4, an update to its serverless container platform that adds support for shared elastic file system storage. In simple terms, Fargate is Amazon's service to simplify the deployment of container-based applications by removing the need to provision server instances or Kubernetes pods. As well as the elimination of Docker Engine, this new Fargate platform includes some pretty cool new features. The first new feature is that you can now mount elastic file system volumes in Fargate, with storage being shared using NFS, a network file system, making this a really flexible solution. The temporary storage has also been upped to a 20 gig ephemeral volume, which changes to the networking stack too. You can read more using the link below. Number 4, if you've been pondering whether you need artificial intelligence on your team or not, this next piece of news might be able to help. Earlier this week, Forbes released a blog looking at 10 ways AI can improve your digital transformation success rate, paying particular attention to how leveraging better data can create more powerful customer results. As alluded to in the article, the beauty of intelligence is its ability to help organizations solve new problems based on solid data and AI-driven insights. And this blog goes into detail about how AI-based algorithms, customer-centric digital transformation frameworks, and agile infrastructure can pave the way to help businesses respond positively during times of uncertainty. You can read the 10 ways using the link below. Number 5, last but not least, British MPs have summoned Imagination Technologies executives over alleged attempts to transfer the UK-based technology firm's ownership as well as sensitive intellectual property to China. This action comes after British lawmakers flagged concerns over recent efforts from China Reforms Holdings, the current leading investor in Imagination Technologies, to take control of the British chipmaker by appointing 4 representatives as directors of the board. One of the concerned is Tom Tugendhat, chair of the Foreign Affairs Select Committee, who worries that the technology developed by the British firm could be used in future to fine-tune the design of backdoors into critical digital infrastructure. You can read more on that using the link below. And that's it. That's all we have time for on today's episode of Friday Tech Roundup. Thank you so much for joining me. Before you go, I do want to share a secret. One thing I love about working in the tech industry is my colleagues' innate ability to find solutions to some of the most trivial and bizarre problems that there are out there. And this next piece of news is no different. In a bid to make more cake, my colleague Arthur Condis has created a way to automate flour purchases using the coding language of Go. If, like so many others, you are struggling with today's flour shortage, this might help you jump a few spaces in the queue and get cake back on the menu at your house. I've dropped a link below to the genius of Arthur Condis, so please go check that out. Other than that, I really do hope you have a great weekend, and I look forward to catching up with you next Friday for another episode. In the meantime, stay safe, and I look forward to catching up with you next week. Take care.